in 1972, I went down to volunteer for the Marines. And when I went down there, the Marine recruiters right away started laughing at me when they saw me because I didn't even weigh 100 pounds. And you need to weigh at least 120 pounds just to be eligible to go down to Marine Corps boot camp. And I told him my father was a Marine. He was a highly decorated Marine. He was a POW during World War II and died when I was 15 years old, made me a war orphan. And I had promised my father before I had died to go in the Marines, which I told him that I thought was too small. But he hit me up against the head and told me that size has nothing to do with it. When I proved my point, who my father was, they went ahead and gave me a chance. And they told me I had no chance in hell of making it in the Marines because I was just too damn small. But sure enough, I did go in and I did endure the boot camp. So when I graduated from the Marine Corps boot camp in 1972, I was considered the smallest Marine in the whole Marine Corps. I didn't even weigh 100 pounds. And I made it. Well, in 1973, I had an opportunity to volunteer to go overseas to Vietnam. I participated in 2 classified missions in 1973. In 1973, the North Vietnamese government went to Paris, France to meet with the United Nations delegate and United States delegates. The United States wanted the North Vietnamese government to release the POWs. And North Vietnamese government said there was no POWs because there was no war, so there was no way they could be prisoners of war. But United States intelligence reconnaissance flights knew there was POWs in Laos and in Cambodia. The United States government went ahead and had 3rd Marine Division, which I was a Marine of, to go and see if we could locate the prisoner of wars in Cambodia. And since my father was a prisoner of war, I want to right away be one of the ones that would volunteer for that mission. When we went in there, every time we went to one of the villages where we thought they were at, there was no POWs and there was no members of the communist regime, which is the Khmer Rouge was the name of them, we could find. But we did destroy their villages and of course we made sure there was no witnesses because we were in violation, like I said, of the United Nations peacekeeping treaty by not being authorized in their country. And for my service rendered on both classified missions, I received a letter recommendation from the President of the United States, Richard M. Nixon, and I also received a recommendation, meritorious mass from the Commanding General of the Marine Corps and the Commanding Admiral of the United States Naval Fleet. I was a sniper, being a combat fire team leader for my fellow Marines, and we suffered humongous casualties, and unfortunately I was one of the few that survived both missions. But it was something that I wanted to do. I felt a very strong commitment in doing. I have no regrets whatsoever.
We have some pictures here I'd like to show you, and maybe here we have one of you with a few friends.
Probably my favorite picture of my 2 best friends that I was overseas with. They both unfortunately were killed. One got shot in the head and the other one got his legs blown off, and I unfortunately was there when it happened, and I saw them of course die, and it really saddened me that, you know, I lost 2 good friends like that. And that's the biggest remorse that I have, that I have what they call guilt survivor, that, you know, I really didn't have a family in the United States, and they did, and I didn't. And so I had nothing to lose when I went overseas. And it just saddened me for those that do have, you know, had family and friends, that they weren't, unfortunately, able to come back to their family and their friends. And it just was all for nothing. We should have never had a draft, because draft was only for a time of war, and Vietnam was not a time of war. It was a police action, so no one should have got drafted to be in that conflict. And it's a big difference between those who volunteer and then those who are drafted. They're forced to go and then forced to die, especially for no reason at all. And I'm very sad, and even to this very day, for all those brave men who died in during the Vietnam police action.